You know, it's been a while since I've tested a true mud running ATV or side-by-side. In fact, it was 4 years ago this time that I took the Sport Maverick XMR out in the ice and mud, and wouldn't you know it, we're back here again. But today's rig isn't a two-seater. Nope, this is the cream of the crop mud running ATV that might just be the best pure mud specific ATV ever built. And built it is. This is the 2023 Renegade XMR 1000, and it's here to make a statement in a class that gets a lot of attention, but really doesn't have a whole lot of new players in the last few years. So here's my question. Does this bad boy 1K Rennie XMR sit at the top of the pit as the best of the best? Well, stick with me and you're gonna find out. Competition in this category isn't really all that big in number, but it is pretty big in fight. You've got the High Lifter from Polaris, and then you've got the Mud Pro from Arctic Cat, and obviously the sibling to this vehicle, the Outlander XMR. So let's start with the obvious, the power under the seat. The 1K Rotax, in my opinion, is the most potent 1K power plant in an ATV. There, I've said it. I mean, Rotax knows so much about how to make power and make it clean. The clutching on this rig is spot on, and when you do get deep, spinning the 30-inch, yep, I said 30-inch ITP cryptids is no issue for the 91 horsepower motor. But really at this point, I think it's a lot more about the torque the Rotax creates than just horsepower. And while that number is not defined by Can-Am, I can tell you when it's throwing mud into the next township over, it's big, really big torque. So the stock setup on the Rennie XMR is pretty sweet, but you gotta look past just the cryptids. While they are my favorite mud running tire, there's a whole lot more that this vehicle offers you right from the showroom floor. Yeah, it's got a big snorkel kit, but this snorkel kit is factory, so it's far cleaner than anything aftermarket by a long shot. The big bull bumper on the front is structurally integrated and will come in handy when you bump into stuff floating in the pit. And well, let's be honest, when you buy an XMR, finding another place to pull from can be a huge blessing, because you are going to get stuck eventually. Add to that the fact that this rig comes standard with a 3,500 pound winch, and you've got the power to pull you or your dirty friends out of just about anything you can and will find yourself in. So what really is the big difference between the High Lifter, the Mud Pro, and the Renegade? To me, it's all about bodywork and sightlines. I mean, look at this bodywork. Yeah, you're gonna get dirtier, but if that's your complaint, then you better go ask mama for a wet nap. You're buying an XMR. You're getting dirty, bro. Sure, I could say that I think the geometry or the suspension or the ergonomics are the difference, but to me, it's all about seeing those front tires, having a sleek and cut fender and knowing precisely where I'm placing my cryptids when she gets deep. It's all about seeing all that mud swirling and watching the loam go off like a Roman candle launching 30 feet plus into the air, and then coming to rest seconds after I let off the trigger. I mean, there's just something that takes me back to when I was a kid. This is playing in the mud. This is walking in the front door covered in dirt. This is what mud running is all about. But this time, no one's gonna tell you to go outside with your dirty boots. Nope, this XMR will beg you to get dirtier. Go 10 feet further and try the pit no one else has made it out of. Now, I will say, in my opinion, the 1K XMR Rennie is the best built, best performing mud-specific vehicle ever built. But at the same time I'm gonna say that, I'll tell you, it's not just a one-trick pony. Coming from the factory with Fox 1.5-inch body, QS3 podiums all the way around, you can actually have a really good ride out on the trail. Whether it's an all-day, no-mud ride or just a trek out to the local pit. I really enjoy the ride quality of this Renegade and the ability to go from a stiff compression setting to soft with the easy-to-adjust QS3s. The cryptid was designed by ITP to not just be the brutal mud-slaying beast that it is, but also to deliver on trail versatility. Don't read me wrong, this ain't no all-terrain tire, but you can enjoy a good trail ride without feeling like you're riding on washboard because of mud lugs. And when it comes to the actual ergonomics and seating position of the Renegade, well, it's many of our first pick here at Dirt Trax for sporty four-wheel drive riding. It fits like a glove and it goes where you point it. And you know, I think that's what makes the Renegade XMR 1000 the best built mud-specific ATV on the market in my opinion. It'll slay the longest pits, run the deepest mud, but it's still wanting to go out and have a sporty and fun ride. And to me, you could call it Swiss Army, but Can-Am calls it XMR.